After relentless, annoying poking from Sir Thrill-Leg, Donald Trump said women who have illegal abortions should be punished.
Should the woman be punished for having an abortion?
Look,
this is not something you can dodge. If you say abortion is a crime or abortion is murder, you have to deal with it under the law. Should abortion be punished?
Well, people in certain parts of the Republican Party and conservative Republicans would say yes, they should be punished.
How about you?
I would say that it's a very serious problem, and it's a problem that we have to decide on.
Do you believe in punishment for abortion? Yes or no, as a principle?
The answer is that there has to be some form of punishment.
For the woman?
Yeah, there has to be some form.
After both anti- and pro-abortion groups denounced this, Trump quickly backtracked. Now, maybe the question was a trap, but it isn't a trap if you, a pro-lifer, had thought about it once in your life. What should Trump have said? Chris, I just became a granddad the 6th time, and I can tell you it's amazing. The innocent, you got to protect him. That's what I believe in my heart, and the science backs me up. Very premature babies can survive even if they're born too early. Young parents can hear the heartbeat in mere weeks. You've seen that sonogram on the fridge. It's fabulous stuff. I don't want women to feel they need an abortion, and I'd want her to feel enough support and hope that she chooses to have the kid instead. She shouldn't be punished, of course not. Monsters like Kermit Gosnell, they should be punished. What a creep that guy is. Society must promote a culture of life, and I can tell you the babies will love President Trump. But he didn't say that because that requires preparation. He feels he's above thinking things through and expects his fans to do it for him. Often they will. Has there ever been a candidate that needs so much explaining? He gave no thought to lifelong righties who have a tough time already defending the unborn. Now every GOP candidate is going to be asked if they think women should be punished. I'm glad Trump is now pro-life, but that movement is fueled by deep thinkers who strive to preserve life despite a rabidly pro-abortion media. With one comment, Trump could have smashed all they built, but isn't that why we love him? So, Jed, that's a classic gotcha question. Every Republican ends up with an abortion question. It's either always about rape or it's about something like, will you punish them?
Yes.
This is why you got to surround yourself with good people that can prepare you.
Yeah, if I were running on the Republican ticket, I would be most prepared to answer questions about abortion, contraception, and gay marriage first.
Yes.
Those are the three trap
Exactly.
questions. Before you get to terrorism, before you get to the economy and jobs, you have to be able to answer these three things. I mean, and Republicans repeatedly, I don't know what it is. We watch Todd Aiken. We watch these people come out and say the most ridiculous things. That was the guy that talked about legitimate rape and the female body shutting down and crazy things. And you have to wonder if you're repeatedly watching Republicans get trapped by the media. By the way, these aren't trap questions. These are regular questions. He should have been prepared with an answer to that. That is not a trap question. That's not the media trying to get him. That's a question that any of us at this table would be prepared to answer. And he's running for president. Be prepared. They're looking at these topics all the time. Come on. I mean, we can sit here and say abortion, contraception, gay marriage. So go sit right at what you just did it. Greg Gutfeld for president.
There you go.
I like that.
No, there's too many skeletons in my closet.
You know,
some of them
like
still
that.
alive, by the way. I keep them on a drip, Melissa. Do you think the one thing that bugged me about that? Okay, he does this a lot. He's not prepared. What?
The one thing.
He doesn't prepare. But the thing when he said that there are some conservative Republicans who believe that there should be punishment, I don't know a single one.
No. I mean, he managed to offend everyone with one single answer. I think he might have been better off if he had gone into the middle of Fifth Avenue and shot someone. Yeah. That could have been better. I felt like he was playing Jeopardy. I mean, he kept saying the answer is, the answer is. But like you said, it was as if it was the first time he had thought about the issue, and that was painful to watch. Because if you've thought about this issue at all, you've gotten to this point. It made me wonder if he's really pro-life, because he hadn't even really explored these possibilities. He needs a little bit of help and preparation, but maybe this is the wake-up call. I mean, maybe this
How many wake-up calls?
Well, I mean, he went to D.C., he met with the RNC, he got speech help before AIPAC. Remember that? He went on the prompter. So he's shown in the past. I don't know.
I don't know either.
That's what I got.
I don't know. I'm done.
That was it. That's what I got.
But he should have expected this from Chris Matthews and MSNBC.
No, I guess he should, and I think rather than what he likes to do is just he says what's right here.
Yeah, I know.
It's not like him. Let me go through my notes or let me find out my preparation with these
But you need
these
prep.
experts.
Okay. Don't you want
that's what we do.
I don't know. Maybe.
All right. You don't want a president who's prepared?
That's not what I said.
Okay.
I said at this stage of the game where he's resonating with people who say, I like what Donald Trump does. He doesn't prepare. He doesn't have canned answers. He's not poll tested.
But it's not canned answer to know something.
So what they do. But what I would recommend would be instead of answering Chris's question, dodge it. I wouldn't answer a question on gay marriage, abortion, or what was the third one?
Contraception.
This is what got Romney in trouble. This is what got the Republicans in trouble in 2012. We sat at this table and said, how about you stick to the jobs issue? How about you stick to the economy issue? How about you stick to foreign policy and terror and security? And if someone asks you a gay marriage question, just say, look, I really want to stay on things that matter the most to the American public right now, and it's safety and jobs.
I wouldn't do that, though, because then I think the media says, oh, they're dodging. They don't have a good answer. Because that becomes the story.
That was better?
I would rather have someone.
That was better? There's a third option.
I think there's a third option. Be prepared.
Having the right answer.
Be prepared.
Having the right answer. I would never dodge it. I would answer it because you can't escape a dodged question.
But how about I don't deal in ridiculous hypotheticals?
They
had gotten to that point by a lot.
You're right. You're right.
Very good point. What if the Constitution was, I'm sorry, the Supreme Court declared abortion constitutionally illegal?
And monkeys were flying.
4 levels of hypothetical.
I've been asked that question, and I have an answer.
Yes.
Juan, what do you think of all this?
Well, I must say that the Democrats are delighting. I mean, he really hurt himself, and he hurt the brand, the party brand. So you get a situation where Hillary Clinton says he has made criminals out of women, and about a third of American women have had abortion, and it touched a lot of families.
He clarified his comments, and that's not good. No, Hillary.
Well, hang on, I'll finish up. But I mean, I think that Clinton is delighting. I think Sanders. I think the idea of what he will have to go against, given his already high negative ratings with American women, Republican and Democrat, makes this a real problem.
Amazing.
But I will say this: he did something that I hadn't seen him do before, and I think that's your point, Eric, which is that he quickly said, I was wrong. No, let me change that up. So he had, I think it was 3 different positions by the time he got to one. But this is an instance where he did change, because normally he does what Eric suggests, which is, you know what, I'm not PC, I'm not your normal politician, and I'm sticking with what I said, and love me for it. This time he didn't do it.
Well, President Obama, he evolved on gay marriage, right?
Yeah.
So it's almost like if you're going to hold a guy to something he said and then clarifies within hours, why wouldn't you hold? I mean,
it was obvious he had no answer.
No, he did, though.
No, he hadn't thought about it.
No, but he came back and he clarified. He said, I would like it to go to the state level, and he actually did say, I think I misspoke.
The problem is, though, at some point it's going to be a foreign policy question that he's going to be talking about Iran or something, and then it's going to be, the whole world's going to be laughing.
But Jedediah, we've already seen on foreign policy, he says he doesn't know what the nuclear triad is.
Or the Geneva Convention, or whatever the issue
neither does 90% of America. I mean, it's not really.
Shouldn't we aim higher than 90%?
I think if you
want somebody who is prepared.
If I'm going to give you the bomb, I want you to know what the nuclear triad is, okay?
Let's go to Charles Krauthammer, also a Fox contributor, on the flaw.
What disturbs me is not that he got it wrong, but it shows about his attitude towards the facts or towards issues. This is fairly elementary. Tony Perkins of the Family Research Council, who's been in this issue for decades, was explaining that what troubled him is that at the beginning of this, Trump said, many conservatives, many Republicans think the woman ought to be punished. Perkins said anybody who's been on this issue, who knows the pro-life community, who knows what the arguments are and what people really believe, knows that is not true. That is not the position of anybody on the pro-life side.
See, that's what gave it away to me as a pro-lifer. I don't know anybody in the movement who actually feels that way, so I don't know where he got that from, other than that shallow brain pan that you say, like, where he just says things.
But it was a logical train of thought, because he was
talking he said
about,
if it's illegal, punish it.
This is illegal. Okay, so somebody breaks the law. Okay, so then they get punished. And he was following the logical train of thought, but he obviously hadn't thought through the larger issue, which, again, it made me wonder how pro-life he really is, because he hasn't thought through the whole entire position.
I think the problem is that you're drawn to a person that just speaks their mind, that isn't, he's unfiltered, and he just tells you what he thinks. The problem is that person is running for president of the United States, and his words echo everywhere. And other world leaders listen to what he's saying. When you're running for president, I'm sorry, there is no gotcha question. If I were running, you can ask me anything. You have to assume when you walk into that room that everything is on the table. If you ask me if a black and white cookie is racist, I'm going to have an answer for you, because I'm running for office.
Is it?
No, it's not. It's terribly diverse.
How about a
and delicious, I might add.
Band-Aid?
No, I have one on right now. It complements my leg beautifully.
Why does it have to be beige?
Listen, because that's the color of my skin, and I aim to please, Greg.
Okay, so we're having this discussion because he said something that I'm sure he corrected and wants to correct, and we'll go forward with the correction, and we're still talking about it.
Okay,
it's
of course
like
we are.
But it's almost like holding everyone to their every single word that comes out of their mouth, even if you come back and say, you know what, I was wrong about that.
But this isn't the first time.
I know, but this is a Trump moment, right? Because he's fabulous at getting out there and turning the page, changing the conversation. That's what he's
Ron just pointed out when he said what he said about John McCain. Everyone's like, oh, he's going to correct that.
Right.
He didn't.
Right.
He doubled, as you pointed out, he doubled down on many things.
And that's not the compliment
the reporter in
that he did.
No,
I don't think you could say that.
This is the difference here, where he didn't double down on it. He came back and said, look, I may have misspoke. Here's what my real policy is.
So now move on and turn the page. That's what he needs to do.
Well, look, come on. You might. If you're a Trump supporter, you'd say, hey, you know what? People who are his detractors are making a big deal out of this. Leave him alone. But the fact is, what I noticed today is Republican women absolutely bit through their tongues. You talk about senators like Collins, Murkowski, even Mia Love, the congresswoman from you. No comment, not a word. You know what? They're backed up. So you know what? People who are pro-life like you, Greg, by the way, I loved your answer as a granddad. But I must tell you, people who are pro-life right now are like, oh my gosh, we've always tried to say that we're not about punishing women.
Yeah,
and now he makes it out like, oh, the only mistake, some of these people actually are about punishing women, and the only mistake Trump made was telling the truth. Boy, Democrats are going to eat that up.
Hillary would love that.
That's what I'm saying.
That's not what he corrected it to.
Corrected. But what he said from the heart in the moment of fire.
He said conservatives feel that way, and that he owes the pro-life movement an apology for that, but he probably won't do it.